Hello guys. I am quite excited today, and I'm excited because we've been waiting for this breakdown in gold price for quite a while, and I think it's finally coming. This is the chart that we talked about in my previous video about gold. I'll put a link at the top of your screen. And we saw gold moving within this bull flag, relatively narrow one, and we did expect a breakdown from that bull flag and very likely a lower low compared to what we saw in early March when the price of gold was around 1280, something like that. So a very nice big move down in gold price yesterday. It was about like a $20 move. The gold price at the moment is at about $12.95, and I expect a continuation of the breakdown. I expect a continuation of this handle forming on this bigger cup and handle formation. But we're going to talk about that cup and handle formation in a moment. At the moment, I want to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Give me a like for this video. I hope you will get some value for this video. I hope you'll get a lot of value out of this video. And follow me on Twitter. That's My Finance Teacher without the last letter R. Not enough space in Twitter for the last letter R. My Finance Teacher on Twitter. So we are moving down in gold. I'm very excited about that. Looking forward to get into some gold positions. Although, as I mentioned in, again, my previous video, I do have like a small portion of the portfolio, I think around 4% or so, allocated to gold and silver, which is just kind of an insurance against just-in-case situations. Once we get a lower low below 1280 over the next several weeks, I think, I would like to increase that position to, I don't know, I would say around 20% of the portfolio or something like that. But when is that time going to arrive? When will it be prudent to enter some gold positions? Let's talk about that. First of all, as this arrow indicates, that's from previous video, there's a 200-day moving average on the chart that's just around 1260, and that's some sort of a round number, 1260. So I think there's a good chance that gold might kind of reach that number and retest the 200-day moving average. Besides that, let's have a look at Fibonacci retracement numbers. If we look at this intermediate cycle rally since August last year all the way until February this year, a possible retracement might be something like, let's say, 50%. And as you see, it's also relatively close to that 200-day moving average, which just means, in my opinion, that it's very likely that price will just retest those levels. Either 50% Fibonacci retracement or the 200-day moving average, and plus they're close to each other. So around 1260, I think I would be entering gold positions. I'm looking forward for that. And when? When is it going to happen? When? Usually these shorter term daily cycles in gold last for, I would say, about a couple of months or so. There are a lot of videos in this channel that give a lot of examples of those cycles and the duration of those cycles. So for historical perspective, you can scroll through some of those previous videos on the channel. But even, let's say, if it is a short cycle, say I don't want to miss on this opportunity to get into this low within this cup and handle formation. So let's take something under 2 months, say 37 days. That will be around 11th of April. So what it tells me is that at least before a week into April, I should really sit on my hands to prevent myself from possibly entering too early. Another thing that we should be waiting for is RSI. This is a 10-day RSI, so it's a shorter term RSI. At least that should sort of come much closer to the oversold levels. If not deep into oversold levels, but it should at least be very close to oversold levels. So that's another thing that we will be looking forward over the next couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks, 4 weeks possibly. I really wonder how long will it take. How do you guys think? 2, 3, 4 weeks? Let me know in the comments below. And talking about how long we have to wait for a short-term low in gold price, this chart I think is kind of useful as well. This is a dollar chart, USD, US dollar index. Slightly over a week ago, it started a new short-term daily cycle, and they generally last for more than a month. Whereas within this intermediate cycle, they didn't really last for that long. They usually last for nearly 2 months or so. But basically, within this intermediate cycle, we had 3 daily cycles lasting altogether for 69 days. That would give us only 23 days for a cycle. That's kind of short. But okay, let's say even if it's just 23 days, we still have just at least a week or more for this cycle to top and then start its declining phase and give us a cycle low in at least 23 days, right? So again, US dollar chart agrees with the gold chart. We still have to wait, I guess, at least a week into April before we can start scaling into some gold positions. And this is a really interesting chart, a longer term view weekly chart of gold price. As we mentioned in the previous video, the weekly chart has reached overbought levels on RSI, that's a 10-week RSI. It was time for gold to give us a more pronounced handle formation, and I think that's what it's doing. Again, as these shorter term cycles in gold last for about a couple of months, this one has been going on for 1, 2, 3, 4, this is the 4th candle, that's only 4 weeks. This should last for, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks, anything like that. So we still have another several candles to give us a more pronounced handle formation here in this cup and handle. And as I mentioned before, within the declining phase of an intermediate cycle, it's very often we see this sort of initial decline, a rebound, and a further decline that gives us a lower low. So I do expect gold prices below this recent low of 1280. As I said, I will be looking forward to see the price at about 1260. That I think would be sort of a nice entry point. What's beyond that is the most interesting, isn't it? Where is it going to go once we enter at 1260, let's say? Well, a measured move for cup and handle formation is sort of the depth of the handle up. So there are different opinions on where this measured move should start from. Are we going to measure that depth from the top of the cup? That's, I think, is more common opinion. Another opinion is measuring that depth of the cup from the breakout from this handle formation. So let's be conservative. Even if we measure this, how much is it? So that's like 320, say 180, say $140. Even if we measure $140, not from the top of that cup, but let's say from the breakout, which will probably kind of, by the time the breakout actually happens, sometime later in April, let's say that's around the price of, okay, let's say $1,300 per ounce. Plus $140 the depth of the candle, a measured move, a target price for the breakout would be around 1440. So that sounds quite good. That means that this time gold finally has a chance to break above that sort of strong resistance level around 1370-ish that it failed to break over the last how many years already. To be honest, it's a little bit hard to believe that just in several months we could see the gold price at about 1440. Can you believe that? Let me know in the comments below. But here's another interesting thing that I really want to show you. If you connect these recent highs on the weekly gold price, it's not really all around 1370. It's somewhat of a higher high more recently compared to what we saw in the middle of 2017. So if you connect that what you will actually see is if gold reaches 1440, that will be exactly tangent to this trend line. So this might be the case that the charts are sort of hinting to us that there is a clear possibility of 1440 on gold price. Then I can do a similar thing for these two recent lows, the one in late 2016, the one in mid 2018, and we'll see that gold is in sort of a parallel upward channel, which is relatively wide, anywhere between 1240 and 1440. So for now, that's all I wanted to tell you guys. Let's root for gold to go above 1400, but again, be patient. Patience is a virtue, isn't that what they say? So let's wait a while. Let's see a more clear handle on that cup, and then we'll be good to go. Remember, don't miss the timing. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, hit that bell button. Follow me on Twitter. I'll try to post more regular content there. Be patient and good luck in your trades.